state funeral held for former President Tran Duc Luong.
U.S. and Iran conclude fifth round of nuclear talks with signs of progress.
Tensions escalate as Pakistan and India extend airspace restrictions.
Hello, you're watching today's news, and here we go to the first part of the show. This morning, a solemn tribute was held at the National Funeral Hall, number 5 Thành Street, Hanoi City, where the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee, the National Assembly, the President, the government, the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee, and the family of the former President Trần Đức Lương just gathered to pay their final respects to him. The ceremony was conducted with the full state funeral honors. Mr. Trần Đức Lương was a former member of the Politburo and the President of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
From the early hours of the morning, delegations from the party, state, and the Vietnam Fatherland Front, along with officers and soldiers of the armed forces, numerous party members, and people from all walks of life gathered at the National Funeral Hall to pay tribute to former President Tran Duc Luong. The ceremony reflected the nation's deep gratitude, respect, and sorrow for a devoted leader who dedicated his entire life to the revolutionary cause of the party and the Vietnamese people. The visitation ceremony began at 7 a.m. on May 24th and continues until 7 a.m. on May 25th. The memorial service will be held at 7 a.m. on May 25th, followed by the burial at 3 p.m. the same day in his hometown cemetery in Po Con Commune, Juk Pho Town, Quang Nguyen Province. During the two-day state funeral on May 24th and 25, all government offices, public institutions, and entertainment venues across the country are flying the national flag at half-mast and suspending entertainment activities as a mark of national mourning.
The fifth round of negotiations between the Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States just came to an end in Rome, Italy, after 3 hours of discussions. According to the diplomatic sources, the talks saw some positive developments.
Iranian Foreign Minister stated that Tehran has put forward proposals aimed at removing obstacles to progress in the negotiations, emphasizing that the complexity of the issues at hand makes it unrealistic to expect a resolution within just a few brief meetings. According to the Tasnim news agency, no date has been set for the next round of talks, and the timing is expected to be determined by Oman's foreign minister, who is acting as a mediator. Ahead of the fifth round, international media noted that Iran's refusal to ship its entire stockpile of enriched uranium abroad, or to engage in talks over its ballistic missile program, remains a major sticking point in negotiations between Tehran and Washington.
Pakistan and India have both announced extensions of airspace restrictions on each other's aircraft as the diplomatic tensions continue to escalate between the two neighboring countries following a brief military clash earlier this month.
Pakistan's Aviation Authority announced the restrictions apply to all aircraft registered, operated, owned, or leased by India, including military planes, effective until 4:59 a.m. local time on June 24th. Meanwhile, India's Civil Aviation Ministry issued a similar notice banning all Pakistan-linked aircraft from flying over Indian airspace until the end of June 23rd. These extensions follow restrictions first imposed last month.
Upcoming are some updated news.
The Nghe and People's Committee has instructed department directors and district-level leaders to strengthen discipline, increase accountability, and address shortcomings to create a more favorable investment and business environment. The directive emphasizes enhancing governance quality, promoting socio-economic development, and improving conditions for the business community with a focus on sustainable growth and environmental protection. Authorities and officials are also called to improve their attitude and service towards citizens and businesses. Strict disciplinary actions will be taken against individuals or groups violating legal regulations.
The National Cybersecurity Association reports a growing number of cyber attacks in Vietnam, alongside a serious shortage of cybersecurity professionals. The country is expected to face a deficit of over 700,000 dedicated cybersecurity workers in the near future. Currently, 20% of agencies and businesses lack specialized cybersecurity staff, while 35.56% do not have enough personnel to meet demand. To address this, increased collaboration between universities, businesses, and government agencies is being promoted. Experts note that training a cybersecurity engineer typically takes about 3 years, though actual training durations often exceed this time frame.
According to the National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting, from 9:30 p.m. on May 23 to around 2:30 a.m. on May 24, northern provinces will experience rainfall ranging from 10 to 30 millimeters, with some areas exceeding 40 millimeters. Nghệ An and Ha Tinh provinces are expected to receive 30 to 50 millimeters of rain, with some locations over 80 millimeters. The risk of flash floods in small rivers and streams, as well as landslides on steep slopes, remains very high across these provinces and cities. Disaster prevention experts advise local authorities to implement both structural and non-structural measures to mitigate these hazards.
With an uncompromising stance against this transnational crime, Nghệ An police have recently implemented numerous measures to dismantle criminal fraud rings.
Due to well-organized fraud schemes, criminal groups achieve a success rate of 60–70%. The substantial illegal profits have driven many individuals to disregard the law and join these criminal networks.
The sales target is set at $5,000. Meeting this target qualifies an employee for the basic salary plus a 2% commission. For team leaders, the target is $5,000 per team member.
These new types of crimes are increasingly sophisticated and constantly evolving, making full use of modern technology and techniques. They are not limited by national borders but operate transnationally.
Provincial leaders directed us to launch several major investigations. Recently, we've cracked 5 major cases, dismantling 5 criminal networks linked to overseas scam companies targeting Vietnamese citizens. So far, we've detained and prosecuted over 200 suspects.
Alongside efforts to combat and arrest criminals, Nghệ An police emphasize the need to strengthen community-based crime prevention movements.
Recently, the province assigned the Criminal Police Department to launch a Zalo account. Local police units use this account to connect with all commune-level agencies, and more importantly, with individual citizens. This helps us promptly update the public on criminal tactics and methods.
High-tech crime fighting differs significantly from traditional crime, making internet users' vigilance essential to recognize and avoid becoming victims of online fraud.
The last story to send it our program today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye and see you later.